Hi guys, today I will be filming another sleeving photocards video. I actually already filmed the sleeving photocards part a couple weeks ago, and now I'm just doing the voiceover part. So here we are. This time I sleeved my red velvet cards, and I will be also answering tag questions, but of course a different tag. I just found this tag on the internet. I think it might be kind of old. We will start answering them. It's a collector tag, so it's kind of about my collection and whatnot. So yeah, I guess we can just get right into it. So the first question is first album you got. So the very first album I got was actually 17's Boys B, which is their second mini. Actually, you know what, their first mini would have been my first album I ever bought, but I did not like the packaging. I was really into 17 when they debuted. I'd probably even say they were an alt group, to be honest. Like when they debuted, I was really into them, and I wanted their debut album so badly because I was obsessed with them when they debuted. But you know, back in the day, I could not justify the prices, and then when I saw the packaging, I was like, this packaging sucks, so I just never ended up getting it. And then when they had their first comeback, I was like, I have to get this. I thought the album looked much better than their debut album. So that was the very first album I ever bought. I ordered another album with it, which was BTS's In the Mood for Love Part 1. I got the pink one, and I also got the pink one for 17 as well. But if I had to say one album, I'd have to say the 17 one, because it was technically the first one I opened and I posted an unboxing of, so that would be the first one. And I still have the album. I've had it since its release. I still have the photo card I pulled from it, so it's very special to me. I had to wrap it up in a plastic. The coloring has gone off on the side and it makes me really depressed looking at it. So it is wrapped up in a plastic, but yes, I will probably always keep that album just because it has very good memories connected to it. So anyways, okay, that was a very long answer. Second question is first photo card you got. I guess technically it was that photo card I pulled inside that 17 Boys B album, which was Vernon, and it was so funny because he was my bias. I mean, he's still my bias at the time, but I thought it was crazy that I actually pulled my bias. My very first photo card pull was my bias. It was very shocking to me. So that was the first photo card I ever had in my possession. But the first photo card I ever went and bought online was Shiny Keys Everybody photo card, and I bought it from K-Pop Market 01. That was back when they used to sell photo cards. I know once upon a time K-Pop Market 01 on eBay sold photo cards. So that was the very first photo card I bought. So I clearly remember buying it. I was like, oh my god, a Keys card, I have to get it. So yeah, that was the first card I bought. Third question is how many albums do you have? So I honestly don't know, and you know what, I did downsize my collection a lot. I did not actually sell them because, to be honest, I don't really like selling. It's very expensive. If I actually quoted people the price it actually costs to ship from Canada to even within Canada and to the US and whatever, no one would buy from me because it's just, I guess they'd rather buy from someone close to them or whatever. But you know, the shipping prices are insane. So I hate selling things, and to be honest, for me, when I downsize my collection, I just store them all in bins and put them away in storage. So I don't even have them with me. They're just stored away in bins. Who knows what I'm going to eventually do with them. And honestly, I still could not even tell you how many albums I have currently right now on display in my room. I just really don't know. I don't count them. I'm sure it's well over 500 or maybe even 1,000. I don't know. I don't know if there's 1,000 in my room right now with my current collection, ever since I stored away a lot of them. So maybe like, I'd say maybe around 500. I honestly don't know. Even that might be way over. I honestly, truly don't know. Anyways, next question is how many photo cards do you own? And this I also don't know. I know I probably have way over 1,000, maybe even in the 2,000s. I honestly don't know. I have a lot. So I'm gonna say way over 1,000. Next question is which member do you pull the most? So I'm not really sure which group this is regarding. I mean, I am sleeving Red Velvet, so I can talk about them. The member I pull the most, and we all kind of know it, is Seulgi. I'm definitely in the biggest Seulgi curse / blessing. The second member I pull the most is Irene. It's been an ongoing joke that I pull Irene and Seulgi the most, and when I don't pull them, it's because a member had a solo. That's the only time I don't pull their card. But and then the next member after that I pulled is probably Yeti. And then the two members I rarely pull is Joy and Wendy. I rarely pull them. It's a miracle when I pull one of those members. Next question is, where do you usually buy your albums and photo cards? For albums, I usually buy them K-Pop Market 01, which is an eBay seller, Catch Up CD, and K-Town For You. I definitely say those are the top 3 that I buy from. I've also bought from K-Pop Town and K-Pop Mart. They're not my favorite. They're not bad. Like they're not bad in shipping out. Like they're pretty quick, I'd say. And their customer service is not bad. It's just the prices are a little bit higher. That's the only thing really. But other than that, they're not bad. And also, of course, from like Korean sites like Makestar, or I was going to say MMT, but they're not Korean. But Makestar, Soundwave, Apple Music, what else? With Drama. You know, like I buy from those Korean sites too, just for the pobs. When is Pobs gonna end for real? I buy from M-Wave a lot for signed albums. A lot of people ask me about where I get my signed albums. Yeah, majority of them came from M-Wave or Handle Making, which is an eBay seller. They do sell legit signed albums. Those two are the ones I buy from the most for signed albums. And then for photo cards, before I discovered Japanese proxy sites and like Mercari Japan, I would always buy my photo cards from eBay, and I know a lot of people think that may sound sketchy. Sometimes there are sketchy eBay sellers, but there were these 2 eBay sellers that sold photo cards, and they would always do bidding auctions, and I was able to get some cards as cheap as $1, and it was great. And you know, I remember like I think it was like every Friday night or something, or maybe not Friday, but like some day in the week, it was always in the evening for me, they'd have the bidding auctions, and I would be bidding on cards, and I could get them so cheap, and you know, it was great. So those sellers were My Jilju. I probably mispronounced that. I never know how you actually pronounce it. And My 5 Star. Those were like my favorite photo card sellers on eBay, and they were of course legit. They had a whole business with photo cards. I would buy pretty much all of my cards from them, plus K-Pop Market 01 when they used to sell photo cards. I'm pretty sure I bought majority of my EXO exact cards from K-Pop Market 01. A lot of my EXO cards and some of my shiny cards did come from them. A lot of my cards also did come from My Jilju and My 5 Star, but they're not really around anymore. The only one that's around still is My Jilju, but they don't do photo card bidding auctions anymore, which I'm kind of sad about, because that's how I was able to buy so many for such good prices. And they do combined shipping and everything, and it was great. This was before COVID, but basically ever since COVID happened, these sites shut down and stopped selling cards, and I'm very sad about. Or they still sell cards but made the shipping prices so extremely high it's not worth it in my opinion, because the shipping is more than the cards. It's ridiculous. Anyways, that was before. But then during COVID I discovered Mercari Japan, and now I just buy a lot of my cards, most of my cards, from Mercari Japan. And of course you have to buy it through proxy sites, so I use like Bai or Nokyo. You can't use Nokyo anymore though. I'm so sad about it, but there's other proxy sites like Sendico or Zen Market, etc. You know, after Nokyo kind of stopped accepting buy requests for Mercari, I kind of stopped buying photo cards because it's so much effort. But anyways, those are basically where I got my photo cards from. That was the very, very, very long answer. Next question is best buy experience. You know, I was reading these questions earlier, and I had a story for this. I can't remember what it was. I think it might be this. I could be wrong, but I remember back in the day. I hate saying back in the day. It sounds like 20 years ago, but way before COVID, when online fan signs were never really a thing. Fan sign slots were a thing. You would pay someone who's already going to a fan sign to get a page signed to your name, and you can ask them a question on a sticky note and they'll answer it and whatever, and they'll sign to your name, but you got to pay for it obviously, and they're not guaranteed to get in the fan sign, so sometimes you pay for it and you can't get it because they couldn't get in whatever the fan sign slots, you know. Anyways, I used to do those. I did a Felix fan sign slot from IMU era. Oh my god, probably my favorite experience ever, because well, actually I bought it through my friend who bought it through the seller. So I just remember I can't really remember what I asked Felix. I can't remember his actual answer back to me because it was written in a text in DM, but he signed to my name. He wrote it in Korean, but he signed to my lovely Katie. Oh my god, I like wanted to cry when I first saw it. I remember I mentioned him. I can't remember exactly what I said in the question, but my very last part in my question was, P.S. I love your freckles so much. It was kind of cringy to say that, but oh my gosh. And like he wrote back, to my lovely Katie, and it's literally the front of my Stray Kids binder, the fan sign slot. And me and my friend were both like crying. Like it was just so cute. I was not expecting him to write that. It was amazing. And because, you know, they're actually not really allowed to write anything extra. They're really only allowed to just sign to your name. They don't really add anything extra. So I was really shocked to see he wrote that. And it was just amazing. Like I was crying tears of happiness. So that was probably my best buy experience, because at the time I didn't even know that she would get in the fan sign. So it was just great. It turned out amazing. And then next question is worst buy experience. I had a story for this. I was reading through these questions and I had things prepared, but worst buy experience. Oh, I gotta think about this for a sec. Okay, I can say this. You know, it's kind of relating to the best buy experience, but this is same thing, but not so good. This was before my Felix fan sign slot from IMU era. I think this was debut era for Stray Kids during District 9 era. I wanted to get a fan sign slot. All my biases were taken, but Jungin was still available, so I got a fan sign slot for him. You know, his fan sign slot was super cheap, so it being so cheap, it was a little bit sketchy, but I still went and bought it because it was so cheap. And I guess long story short, the person just took, not just me, but other people that bought through them, took our money just to get in the fan sign, and then ghosted us all and blocked us all and just did not give us our signed page like we were supposed to get. So I mean, I guess that was the worst buy experience. You know, I've been collecting for like 7 years, and this was like one of the only times I've ever gotten scammed. I'm really good at avoiding getting scammed. I can tell, you know. It already was a red flag that the fan sign slot was so cheap, so I should not have went through with it. I have this weird sixth sense. I can really tell when something's up or something's wrong or something's off with someone. I can really tell, and I kind of felt that. I really did feel it, but I still went through with it. So that was honestly my fault. I'm blaming myself for that. But, you know, again, it was really cheap, so I'm not really super pissed about it. Of course, the fact that they even did it is why I'm pissed. But anyway, so that was probably the worst buy experience. Next question is the most expensive item you own. I can definitely answer this really quickly because I know for a fact off the bat. I just recently got it, so I'm like, yeah, for sure this is the most expensive thing in my collection. It is Shiny Junghyun's X Inspiration photo book. You know, all the Showls out there will know how expensive that photo book is. It is extremely expensive, and I just recently got it. I got my hands on it, and I have been eyeing it for so long. I just did not really want to spend the money on it, but we finally got it now, and I am just so relieved, and I'm so happy to finally own this item. I recently posted a photo of it on my Instagram. It's the most beautiful thing ever, and the photos inside are stunning. It's been on my radar to get. It's as a Showl. I feel like I can't say as a Showl I need it, but I just really wanted it in my collection really badly. Before that, I'd probably say one of my key Polaroids. I have 2 key Polaroids, probably both of them, to be honest. No, I'd say my 2-heart Polaroid, which is of Key and Weehan from Infinite. That one was really expensive. So before I bought this photo book, that was probably the most expensive thing in my collection. Yeah, Polaroids are very expensive. Anyways, next question is, when did you begin collecting? So I began collecting physical merch in 2015. I would have started collecting in 2014 probably, but you know, I explained even in my last photocard storing video, sorry, not storing, the sleeving one, I simply just did not have the money. I didn't have a job. I was in, you know, I've been into K-pop since 2010, and I was very young in 2010. I just started high school. Of course, I did not have a job, so I would not be collecting anything at that age. I mean, of course, if they had them in the stores, I would have bought them, but nope, not back then. Didn't have anything in the stores, and I was young. I wouldn't even know how to get them. So once I had a stable job, that's when I started buying physical albums. I already said this in my last photocard sleeving video, but just keep in mind that if you're ever really jealous and wonder how the hell am I able to buy these albums, it's because I work full-time. Just know that when I was your age, I could not afford it, so I just simply did not buy it because I couldn't afford it. My parents would never buy them for me because I'd never asked them, and I don't want to bother them. So just know that once you get a job, you will be able to afford it. Next question is your biggest purchase regret. Anything I've ever bought, I truly wanted to get because I really like the music. But I have to say that I sometimes regret buying Japanese albums because of the price. They're very overpriced. And for what you get, it's not that much for how expensive it actually is. You'd think you'd get more from it. Sometimes Japanese albums don't even come with a photo card. It's actually insane how expensive they are and how little you get in them. So I'd say some of the Japanese albums I bought, I kind of regret. Yeah, I'd say that's the only thing. And they do so many versions too, it's crazy. Your latest purchase. Let's see, what was my latest purchase? I just received it the other day. It is Key's Bad Love album, but the LP version, the record version. I still haven't even opened it actually, but I just received it the other day. So that was my latest purchase. I don't even have a record player, but I ordered it instantly. I was like, I need to get this. Bad Love was such a good era. Of course, it's my alt key bum. I have to get it. And it is stunning. If anyone has seen photos of it, it looks really pretty and really cool. I don't have a record player, but my dad does, so maybe he might let me borrow it. I don't know. Which item you were the most excited to get? That's the next question. I remember when I first started buying albums, like my very first album purchase, K-Pop Town was the very first site I ever ordered from. I was looking through and scrolling and thinking about what I want to get. I knew I wanted to get 17 because they were like just a top boy group at the time, and I really liked their comeback, which was Manse, and I just really wanted that album, so of course I wanted to get that. But anyways, I remember contemplating like, do I get another one? If I add this in, it's going to be so expensive. Oh my gosh. I was contemplating for like so long, and when I finally put my order through, I was like, holy crap, I actually did it. This was my thought process when I ordered my very first album. I truly remember I was in my old house in my bedroom, sitting on my bed on my iMac that I just recently bought. And sorry, not iMac, MacBook Air. And I remember when I took out my credit card out of my wallet and I entered it in and I made the first purchase, I just thought to myself, holy crap, I actually bought my very first K-pop album and I could not wait. I ordered them with the absolute cheapest shipping you could possibly get, which was like the small packet Air, which takes like a month to get to you at the least, probably. So I waited so long for that. I remember going to work every day just thinking about it. Back then I had a job where I did overnight shifts, so I worked at the nighttime and then I had the day to myself. I remember when I finished my shift, every day I would go home and look in the mailbox to see if it was there, because as I said, I ordered with the absolute cheapest shipping, so it did not come with any tracking number. I did not know where it was in the world. I did not know when it was going to get to me, so I went and checked the mailbox every day. The day that it arrived, I could not tell you how excited I was to receive my first ever K-pop albums. The excitement I felt was just unbelievable, so real. It's probably one of my worst unboxings ever. I filmed on my kitchen floor, literally. No, it was my living room floor. The kitchen was connected to it kind of. So anyways, I filmed it on my living room floor with my photography camera, not a video camera, my photography camera. It was horrible. But I still could not tell you how excited I was. The adrenaline I felt in my body and just rushing through my veins, it was unreal. I could not tell you how happy I was. So I'd say my very first K-pop album was my most exciting purchase. Next question is your most precious possession. This is easy. I'd say it is my signed Key Bad Love album, signed by Key to me personally. That's my most prized possession because it is personally signed to me. I talked to him and he signed to me. You know, it's not just any signed album that I bought. It is a personalized item and it is from my ultimate bias. So that is definitely my most prized possession. I'd say if there was ever a fire in my house, that'd be the first thing I'd grab. I mean, of course, I'd try my best to grab as many things as I can, but if I had to grab one thing, it would be that. It is very precious to me and I will protect it with my entire being because it just means so much to me because I was able to talk to him and it is personally for me. So yes, it means a lot to me. So yeah. Next question is, if you could keep just one item of your collection, what would that be? That's so funny. I just answered that in the last question. So yeah, I'd probably say that Bad Love album signed to my name. Probably would keep that if I had to just pick one. That Jonghyun X inspiration photo book, man, I would hate to see that Like if there was a fire or something, I would hate to see that go up in flames. Oh my god, I'd cry. What is a dream piece you want for your collection? You know, I thought of this because I first filmed the video a while ago, so this is when I thought of the questions. And now that I'm actually filming the voiceover, I can't remember. So what is one thing that I want for my collection? I mean, I do have a lot of shiny things. Of course, there are some DVDs I don't have of shiny that I would really like to have in my collection. I really would like to have a complete shiny collection. I mean, obviously I can't have everything, but there is still so many things I want, like DVDs and photo books that I'm missing. Yeah, but other than that, I also would really like to have something signed by EXO, because it's so hard to find signed EXO things, because I just know a lot of their things are auto-penned, same with NCT, or manager signed, and we all know it. You can tell it's really hard to find authentic signed EXO albums. Like, I would die to have an all-member signed EXO album, like Don't Mess Up My Tempo or something like that. Would die. So that's something I would really, really like to have. Also something signed from Jaehyun from NCT. He is one of my alt biases, and to have something personally signed from him would be cool. I do have his signed poster from Neozone era, but it's like, that was from the SM store, and it's like, it's whatever. But I mean, it's not just whatever, but you know, a lot of people have that. I do have a fan sign slot from Johnny. It's also one of my favorites. So that's really cool. But to have something signed from Jaehyun would be awesome. So yeah, but I don't know if I'd ever do a video call with him. I don't see us hitting it off for some reason. I really do like the covers for NCT Dream's Hello Future album. It's mainly the colors that I like a lot. I really liked the colors that they used for that album. It looks really, really nice. I mean, take a look. I'll put a picture right here. Like, you see how pretty this is? So I definitely say that's probably one of my favorite album covers. Next question is, what is your favorite photo card? I have mentioned this many times, but my favorite photo card is this Key photo card from Odd era, the Odd version B card. I'll put a picture right here. There is something about this card. I just love his facial expression. He looks really, really cute. His braces just tops it all off. I've explained it so many times, but this is my favorite photo card. I don't know why. It just screams adorable, and I just want to pinch his cheeks every time I see it. I love it so much. Do you have any dolls? Yes, I do. I am a huge doll collector. I know I'm 26 years old. I really don't care. I really don't care how much you judge me for buying dolls and collecting them. I really do truly love dolls so much. You know, it's the K-pop dolls that I like. I don't really care for anything else, well, unless it's Stitch. Anything, if there's anything with Stitch, I will really want it. But, you know, these K-pop dolls, they're so cute because they're like the designers of the dolls. They're so good at copying the outfits that they wear, little tiny details on their jacket or whatever. They match it to what they actually wore in real life, and it's really cute. It's like a tiny little version of the idol in this outfit. I just think it's so cute. The details can be very on point, and it's just really cute to look at, and I just love it so much. I do have dolls. I have mainly shiny dolls. That's the ones I have the most. I have 2 full sets of shiny dolls. One are like regular size dolls, and then I have like a tiny little miniature set of shiny dolls from View era, and then the regular set is them in like their solo outfits. They also came with other outfits too, but and then I have an extra Taemin doll, I have 2 extra Jonghyun dolls, and I have an extra Key doll on top of those 2 full sets. I think that's all my shiny dolls. And then I have 3 17 dolls. I have all of Hip Hop line except for S-Coops. And then I have 1 Felix doll from Stray Kids. I have 1 EXO Suho doll. Yeah, those are all the dolls I have. I think so. I don't think I forgot. Next question is, what item are you willing to buy now? Let's see. I mean, what's coming out? I heard Stray Kids album is going to be sold in Target. I don't have Target here. Obviously, I don't live in America, but if they do sell it in Target, I'm really hoping that they sell the Stray Kids Ordinary albums at Sunrise Records. It's a music store here in Canada, and they do sell K-pop albums. Our selection is not very big like America's Target, and we don't always get albums on the day of the release, but I'm really hoping that they do get the albums on the day of the release, because some groups they do, which is 17. They usually tend to have 17 on the day of the release. So I'm really, really hoping that they sell the Stray Kids albums there on the day of the release, because that I would buy. I did start to slow down on album collecting. Oh, but I will say this. I don't know if I'll actually get it, but I'm contemplating on getting Kihyun's album. First of all, it sounds really good. I listened to the highlight medley. It sounds really, really good. He looks amazing. Plus, he's my second bias of Monsta X. I'm so tempted to get it. I don't have any room on my Monsta X shelf, and I just don't have room in general. That's the whole reason why I stopped buying so many albums. But this I might buy. I don't know if I will, but this I might buy. Okay, let's see. Next question is, do you have any fan site merch? Yeah, I do. I don't have that much fan site merch. It's pretty much only from Shiny fan sites that I have fan site merch from. I mean, I do have one Pentagon fan site merch, which is from a Geno fan site. They're mainly their season's greetings. I noticed though that fan sites kind of stopped making season's greetings. I'm kind of sad about it because I really liked their season's greetings. I found them much better than the actual company season's greetings. Yeah, so I'm kind of sad that you don't really see them doing it anymore, and I guess dolls too. As I said, I don't have too much from fan sites. I'm not much of a pin collector. I do like pins a lot. They're very pretty. I just don't really have a spot for them, and I'm just not much of a pin buyer. What packaging do you love the most? It really varies for me, to be honest. I'm a person that likes variety. I don't really tend to like just one thing. I like it when companies tend to switch it up a bit. Basically anything that's not flimsy. I don't like cheap material that breaks easily. I don't like when the pages fall out. I'm pretty much listing things I don't like, but I'm not very picky. As long as it's a really good quality, I don't mind it. I also like something that's kind of unique. I don't really like boring. I know the book style is always nice. It's usually pretty good quality and it's easy to unbox and go through and locate the CD. But I also really like something that's more unique. And I feel like back in the day, maybe like 2013 to 14, 15-ish, maybe even 16, the packaging was much more unique. I feel like companies are playing it safe a lot these days with the packaging. I mean, sometimes they experiment, but it's not always over the top cool. So I don't know. I kind of miss when K-pop packaging was kind of weird. Like sometimes it was weird and just you'd think, this is an album? What? Yeah, I like something like that. Next question is, what packaging do you dislike the most? Yeah, as I said, anything cheap. I'm not very picky about what the packaging is. If it's made out of cheap material, then I just don't really like it. Next question is, what member you collect the most? This is not really regarding a specific group. For Red Velvet, I do collect all of the members. I don't really know how to answer this question, and I don't really collect anything on the side. For Shiny, though, of course, I collect the most for Key because he's my alt buy. For him, I'll buy a lot of his signed things. I have a lot of weird merch items signed by him. Like I have a frisbee signed by him, a ball, you know, like just odd things. So for Shiny, I obviously have the most items collected of him. Next question is, what is your collection goal for the year? Honestly, for me, it's to not buy so much. I know that's not really where this question wanted to go, but honestly, I really want to slow down on collecting, and clearly I have slowed down because I have not posted in over like 10 days because I didn't really have any unboxings to post because I stopped buying so much. And I did listen to that. I really said to myself, slow down, don't buy so much. I stopped buying some collections, I slowed down, and you know, I'm not buying any more new groups. And I'm really sorry to anyone that says to me, are you going to buy this group they just debuted, are you going to buy this or this? And I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it now, I refuse, like absolutely refuse to stan any more new groups. I really just don't want to get into this anymore. I want to put this on a stop. I really do love my channel and I love all of you guys and I really want to keep my channel going, but I just don't really want to buy any more albums and I don't really want to get into any more new groups. Of course I will check out the music. I'm honestly mainly here for the music. I have been listening to groups I don't collect anymore and I still listen to their music. Just because I collect or don't collect a group doesn't reflect how I feel about them. For me, it all comes down to the music. I'm here for the music and this is why I like K-pop so much, because I really enjoy the music. My collection goal honestly is to basically just slow it down. This is the third last question. Do you collect concert goods? I do have concert goods. I'm not really a collector per se. I don't need to have this and that. When I'm going to a concert, sometimes I'll get merch. It's not a necessity. I don't need it. I'm not a collector of it. I just sometimes like to have it. Also, it can be very expensive. Concert merch is never, in my opinion, the cutest merch out there, and it's not like the best in my opinion. So, yeah, it's nice, but it's. Yeah, anyways, I focus on other things. Second last question is, how are you feeling with your collection right now? I guess this kind of goes with when I said I want to slow down. I feel pretty overwhelmed with my collection, I'm not going to lie. A lot of my collection is sitting in boxes, and I just feel like I'm very cluttered and I'm very caved in my room. Probably because my room is so small. I moved out on my own. Well, I moved in with my brother, but I moved out of my parents' house. We're in a basement, and plus the basement is shared. We don't even have the whole basement. So my room is very small, even with all of the albums I have right now, and I completely downsized. It's still a lot, just because I feel very caved in, and also adding with the pressures of unboxing and buying this and posting and whatever, it's just very overwhelming for me, and I'm feeling very, I don't know, these days I'm feeling very sad because I don't know, it's hard to like pinpoint and it's hard to explain it, but I feel very depressed and just not up for filming sometimes. I'm always scared of being judged, and any small little thing I say could not sit right with someone, and I didn't mean it like that. Maybe I'm not speaking on anything specific, and I don't even know if this has happened. I'm just saying, like, I'm afraid for this to happen. I'm extra worried these days. I have very, very bad social anxiety and just anxiety in general. I'm really worried about disappointing anyone, and I just feel very overwhelmed by just everything. I keep saying just, sorry, it's a bad habit of mine. I'm feeling very overwhelmed in general by a lot of things, and it's all coming together at me at once, you know. Short version, I feel overwhelmed. So this is the reason why I'm trying to put a stop on buying so many albums. People are saying they miss me, where am I? So that's why I'm filming this video. It's not the most exciting thing, but I love my channel. I love my channel, and I love all of you guys so much. I love my stitch walls. I call you guys stitch walls, but I really truly love all of you guys so much, and I could not imagine my life without this channel. So we need to think about what we're gonna do going forward. Of course, I'm still buying albums of my favorite groups, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. And the very last question is, how do you see your collection in 10 years? It's really hard to say, honestly. As I said earlier, I have trouble selling things, not because I can't let them go. I'm not really classified as a, in brackets, hoarder, but it's selling it, you know, to have to package it. You know, it costs a lot of money to buy bubble mailers and boxes and bubble wrap and to package everything up. It also takes up a lot of time, and it can be very stressful. So selling is like not my favorite thing ever. I don't really know exactly what I'm going to do with my collection. If I ever got out of it completely, I really do feel like I'd keep a lot of it, like at least my Shiny and EXO collection maybe I'd probably keep for a very long time. The rest, I really don't know. It's hard to say. Or I'd sell it, but in person only, and do meetups, although I hate doing meetups because I have social anxiety. I just literally cannot meet people in person. I literally cannot. I physically can't. I will throw up. Anyways, short answer, it's kind of hard to say. Anyways, okay, that was the entire question tag thing. So I'm pretty sure there's still some time left in my video. I might just speed it up like I did last time and add a little song at the end. Someone messaged me. I haven't messaged back because I read it when I was out of town, but the song I used in the last storing or sleeving Photocards video, it's called Dawn by Lahar. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I've actually had many people ask me what that song was that I used at the very end of my last sleeving Photocards video. So yeah, it is called Dawn by Lahar. It is a no copyright song, so hey, we like that. I know, I totally agree. It has a very nice beat. It kind of slaps. So anyways, okay, that was it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Enjoy the rest of the video with music. Bye!